and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Nathaniel Sykins, and we've got something I want to talk about today. So, a little while ago, I posted on X on a video that was, the subject was about character aura forming. If you know what that is, great. If you don't know what that is, basically it's a character just being a badass, okay? Simply put. Anyway, so I posted a sequence from an old anime movie wherein a character just absolutely wrecks four other characters, okay? I feel like I need to kind of give that a little bit more explanation because a character beating four characters is nothing new, okay? We've seen a lot more. We've seen characters beat like 10, 15, 20. There's even a movie out there where a guy takes on a whole army on his own. So I feel like I need to explain like what's going on here. So the anime is called My Otome, and I want to distinguish that there are two different animes with the same cast, okay? You got the first one, which deals with like this otherworldly, godlike being, and he has pitted the 12 zodiacs in the form of females against each other in order to figure out who he's going to marry. It's basically combat to the death to figure out who's the lone survivor, and he's going to marry her. And in 1,000 years, he's going to do it all over again. Get really weird. It's kind of bizarre. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. The second one is far into the future, and it does have the same characters in it. However, the main character is a completely different character in this one. Actually, she's brand new in the second anime. There is one character that is exactly the same in both of them, though. And this particular character is a robot. Okay? That's all you need to know. She's just a robot. Not important to what I'm going to get at and explain, like, why this character is so badass and everything. So, this is one of those animes where, holy cow. Jeez. Anyway, one of these animes where the characters are going to school to learn to be some kind of badass, okay? And in this universe, these warrior women are known as Otomes. And basically they are effectively just magical girls. Like, they transform, they gain a lot of superpowers, and that's it. However, it works very, very differently in this one. So we gotta talk first and foremost about the two kinds of transformations that we see throughout the series. The first one is the surrogate system. So the surrogate system works by creating a contract between the girls and nothing in order for them to transform. And this is done for two reasons. One, the girls in training need to be able to learn how to control the powers and everything. So without having a contract to somebody else, they have to have a way to transform. And the second is that the women running the school have to have a way of transforming as well in order to protect the school and protect the girls. So the surrogate system was created in order for this to happen. The main transformation method, though, kind of like in the previous series, is that they have to have a bond or a contract with another living person. And that person gives them permission to transform. So basically they cannot transform on their own. They have to have permission from their contracted person, from the person they're bound to, in order to transform. Okay, so what does that mean? What are these contracts? What are these bonds? So effectively the Otome school, while it does train them to be badass warrior females, they are effectively becoming bodyguards. And they're not just bodyguards for any like person, anybody on the street or anything. Specifically, they are generally bodyguards for the leader of a given country, a given faction, blah blah blah. You get the idea. Like, they are contracted to protect this person, and they are also that person's secret weapon, their big gun. And if a country decides to attack another, they can use conventional weapons, or they can send in their Otome. And Thus, the other country can send in their Otome in order to protect their country. So it's kind of their way of settling disputes or causing a lot of trouble. Simply put, the Otomes themselves are not good or evil. They just get to be badass. I mean, technically some of them are capable of being evil, but that's not really the goal of the Otome. They're not good or evil. They're just a weapon. So, again, we got two types of transformations. One that uses a surrogate system, which is this whole electronic, like, activate this in order for this person to transform. It only lasts for so long. It's got a time limit on it. I don't remember exactly what the time limit is. I think it's either like 30 minutes or it's 3 hours. I don't remember. It is a limited amount of time. The normal transformation with the bounded person lasts as long as they have energy to fight, basically. It gets a little bit more complicated than that, and the actual transformations come in multiple types. Typically the weapons are associated with whatever jewel they are using, and the jewels themselves, this is where the multiple types come in. There's all sorts of different jewels. Some of them are legendary jewels that are super powerful. Others are like cheap junk that you could get at Walmart. Sorry, Walmart, I'm just saying. And all of these have different levels of power and different amounts of like what they can handle. Like, think of it like a transistor. I think that's the right thing, where there's only so much power that can flow through it at a time. Now, part of the transformation and part of why it's only females is that the jewel works in tandem with nanites inside the person's body, and these nanites are very susceptible to testosterone, so they can not be implanted in men at all. So that's their explanation for why it's only females that can transform, is because the nanites are susceptible to testosterone. Weird thing, but it's part of the story and everything. And it also goes a little bit further than that, and you have to assume based on this that all of the Otomes are forever virgins. If they ever have sex, they lose their powers. That's basically how it's explained. So moving on from there, like, why is Rena so much of a badass? Well, Rena only appears in one movie. We only ever get to see a single movie of her, and it's actually a prequel to that particular series. Like, the events of that movie happen long before the series happens. In fact, it is hinted that the main character of the series is the daughter of Rena. It's never flat out stated, but it is hinted at. So, at the beginning of the movie, we actually see Rena fighting another faction's mech. And during the fight, she channels so much energy through the jewel that she's using, through her contracted person, the jewel shatters, thereby breaking the contract. Technically, she loses. She doesn't actually lose. She kicks their ass, but the jewel breaking, her powers just vanish. And then, she ends up getting another one, and channeling her abilities through that, it also breaks. Like, it can't handle her output. Now, they never flat out state like how the output of an individual person works with the nanites and with the jewels. Typically, I skipped over this, typically the jewel is an earring. It just goes inside the ear. Not like a normal earring where they poke a hole and you wait for it to heal and then you put the ring through it. Well, you don't wait for it to heal till it closes up, but you wait for it to heal before you put something through there. The jewel actually needs to be put in while you're still bleeding. That way it becomes part of your body and is inside of your bloodstream. Don't ask, it's weird stuff that they do with it. Anyway, so she finally gets a jewel at the end of the series. At the end of the movie, called Blue Sky. Blue Sky is a legendary gem that they thought was lost to time. Pretty typical of animes and fantasy things where, oh look, this has been lost to time. here you go. You need a new powerful weapon? Take this. It's pretty typical. You see two of them appear in the series, and then Blue Sky appears in the anime and it's the movie, and it's also the one that the main character in the series ends up using at the end of the series. Anyway, so she gets Blue Sky. She does not have a contracted person. She's not using the surrogate system. In fact, she is trying to protect the girl in the yellow that's behind her that says her name, Rena. And she transforms right in front of the others. That's why the others are standing there shocked. They're like, how the fuck did she just transform? She shouldn't be able to do that. And then on top of that, like I stated in the post, the transformations, the jewels have their own appearance. Like their way of what they look like. Her power is so great that it forces Blue Sky to change appearance. Like, that is unheard of, and that's another thing for why they look so shocked, because that doesn't happen. Throughout the entire series, the jewels don't change appearance. They look the same all the way through. The fact that she transforms without a contract, without permission from somebody, and then the jewel transformation changes right in front of them, all of them are just like, what the fuck is happening right now? Not to mention, like I said in the post, because she has broken the jewels, she is considered the #1 fighter, but because there's no jewel that will channel her power and let her fight at her peak, she's not really considered the top fighter in all of this. The top one, I don't remember in the movie which one it is. I don't think they actually state who is #1 in the movie. But you're seeing the lady in purple is the one that runs the school, and then the other 3 are contracted fighters who are trying to kill the girl in yellow. I don't remember the reason, not important, but they were there to fight and kill her. She represents a threat to one of the kingdom. I don't know exactly how, but yeah, so they go off, all 4 of them against one opponent. It should be no contest. The fact that Rena not only blocks with her bare hands, but then proceeds to kick the ass of all the other 4 in mere seconds. You're talking characters that could fight for a long time at the level of effectively Super Saiyan. Not really Super Saiyan, but you get the idea. Like, they are extremely powerful, and a one-on-one fight with any of them would be devastating. And she just kicked the ass of 4 of them in a matter of seconds. So yeah, Rena Sayers is probably one of the most OP female characters in all of anime, and we only ever get to see her one time in a single movie, and we only ever get to see her be badass in this one scene. Like, throughout the rest of the movie, she breaks the jewel at the beginning of it, she gets another one, she breaks it, and is just trying to run and hide because, you know, she can't fight, and you know, everybody's after her because of her breaking her contracts and everything. And then she finds this girl that is like, yeah, a threat to one of the other kingdoms, so she's trying to protect that girl, and without power. So the moment Blue Sky allows her to activate her power, it's just like, oh my god, here we go. And it doesn't disappoint. Like, she kicks their asses in a matter of seconds. It's just like, damn, we knew she was powerful throughout this movie, but holy fuck, she just kicked 4 of their asses. So yeah, Rena Sayers is, in my opinion, the biggest badass female character throughout anything. There's no question of it. I wish we could get more of her. I really do. She is that amazing. Unfortunately, because I did state that she appears to have had a kid, with the way that works, yeah, we'll never see that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope this really explains why I think Rena Sayers is the aura queen of all fantasy. So, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you later. Bye!